butter's done. Hey guys, how are we today? Are we ready for the weekend? Alright, I've got to be honest, right? Why are you watching me? It is beautiful outside. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much, and thank you for your support. But guys, it's stunning out there. I'm just going to move so you can see what I'm actually doing here. Here we go. How's that? It's a bit better. Right. As the weather is so nice out there today, I've decided I don't really fancy a full meal. And I actually am going to do myself some buttermilk pancakes, but I'm actually using goose egg. So that will be quite interesting. And then whatever's left over is I'm actually going to make into French toast. Because I've got some bread at the moment for the bakery, which will be perfect for it. At the moment, I'm going to cook my pancakes off. I'm actually going to cook what I want. So it's about 6 out of that, I think. So I'm having for later, and I'm going to pop them in the freezer. And that's one job out of the way. I'm also going to make a really quick fruit compote. It's really easy, and anyone can do it. And you can do it with any fruit you like. I'm using strawberries, cherries, and my computer's telling me to restart. Typical Windows. Sorry about that, guys. As I was saying, strawberries, cherries, and some blackberries, black currants, just to give it a tang. I forgot the lime juice, sorry, 1 minute. Lime juice, lovely. Right, there we go. I like to add lime juice to my compote, and also the sugar is down to your own sweetness, but you do need a little bit of sugar to help thicken it up. I've also popped down the shop to my local veg shop, and I've just picked up a really nice Lolo Rosso. I've just got that really washed off at the moment. Oh, excuse me. Oh dear. Hiccup. There we go. So sorry about that. Oh god. So sorry. Right, I've actually picked up a really beautiful Lolo Rosso. I've just stored it out. I've given it a really, really good rinse, because the problem with it is they are filthy. Or inside, I'll just show you here. There we go. I like this lettuce. It's a really nice tasting lettuce and it's good flavour. But all down the stem, it is caked in dirt. So I'm lucky my veg shop sells them whole. I've just given it a bit of a rinse off, and I let it drain in the sink. I've then what I've done is wipe the top off, and I've put it in a plastic bag. And what will that do? Any water left in it will then start to feed the lettuce, keeping it nice and healthy. And I've taken off a few leaves. I'm going to make a salad up while waiting for the compote. So I'm going to start. I've got my pan heating up at the moment. So I'm going to get a pancake on, because there's quite a few. Pick up the pan hot. That's hot. We're going to start with the pancakes, because obviously I need to do quite a few of those, and we're not going to be eating all of them, so we can put them to the side. But at the same time, I'm going to get the compote on as well. So starting with the pancake. Actually, no, I need to turn the heat up. That would be helpful. So that's nice. I'm going to turn this on low, because it does tend to smoke a bit. God, I hate induction hobs. I can't wait to move. Right. I'm just going to turn the pan up for this, so we can cook pancakes at a decent temperature. Right, in here, really easy. I've got 250 ml of water, and to that I'm going to add just fine measuring spoons. What I like about this, it's all on there. I'm going to add, it's a quarter of a cup, 60 ml of sugar to start with. Because obviously I don't really want it to go too sweet. I don't tend to like to use castor. I find that really sweet, because I tend to have brown sugar in my coffee and my tea, so any white sugar is really sweet to me. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with 60 ml straight in. And we're going to wait for that to dissolve nicely. So again, I'm going to turn the temperature up on that. Keep the sugar handy, because I will probably need that. So you're looking at basically a glass of water. If you've got nothing to measure, the best thing I say is literally a glass of water. A standard tumbler is normally about 250 ml. So if you've got no jug or any way of measuring, there you go. Mark that in your calendar, and it's a good take and gives you a good. Well, if you need to measure other things, you've got a good basis. I always base things on that. Especially when I can't remember where I put things like my measuring spoons that I have 2 sets of. Right, I'm just going to turn the water up, and what we're going to leave that to dissolve in the water, and we want the sugar completely gone. Obviously, there we go, not smoking now. With obviously the soft brown sugar, it does tend to disappear quite quickly, but it actually hasn't dissolved. You can tell that on the spoon with the weight. As you're stirring, you can feel the difference in the water. So let's get these pancakes on and get them out of the way. And I'm just going to ladle that nice and slowly. I've actually, as I said, I made this with a goose egg. I've used buttermilk like I normally do. I'm a little bit of an idiot because I forgot to clean the pan and it's still got a little bit of oil in it. But it's not going to hurt it too much. What it will do is to stop the butter from burning. Just put the lid on that. With fruit-wise, again, thanks to my lovely mum popping to Lidl. I do recommend you take a look at my supermarket bargain. Honest to God, I still cannot work out how they're doing it. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. And the price is unbelievable. So what I've got here is 50 grams of cherries and 50 grams of blackcurrants. And I just cut up a whole pallet of strawberries. What we're going to do, we'll start with the strawberries first. Once the water's nicely dissolved, we'll start with the fresh fruit first. Because obviously the frozen fruit has been sat there. It's got it's nice and soft, and that will easily fall apart once we start heating it. Right, that's up a little too high. You don't really want it boiling. Let's turn that back down a bit. There we go. Just want it on a nice slow simmer. Let's turn this round so I can actually operate. Alright, let's turn this over and see what it's looking like. Well, there we go. Looking good. As I said, the best way, everyone always thinks with pancakes, they are a bit of a pain in the bum. Especially if you're on your own or if there's only 2 of you or, don't worry about it. Make up the batch like you normally do. Yeah, nice batch like that. Cook them all at once. You can microwave them, ping them for 30 seconds, or microwave them, taste just like, right, that's done. They will taste just like you made them. There we go. And that is what I'm going to do with this lot here. Because I really fancy pancakes, but obviously not really in the mood to be cooking them up every single day. So I'm actually going to cook, to be honest, I cook most of it up actually. And then, because I don't need that much buttermilk I don't need that much mix for my French toast. Because we can also do the French toast. Because again, we can do everything now, and it can all be warmed and pinged in the morning, just to make things a little bit easier. It's not just that. Sometimes it is really nice to have, like, the nice things, There's only a few places that I've found. There's one on Instagram at the moment that's blowing my mind. It just looks so fabulous. Bistro. Oh, I must let them up again. And it just looks to die for. I could just see the pounds going on, and just as they're drizzling cream and chocolate. over things with pistachio, and yeah, it's amazing. But it's not just that. I like when I go out to eat, I like my food to look nice because I want it to be eye catching. That looks beautiful. Interesting. No, I don't want to dance on the plate, and I don't need I don't need little mini servers on the plate doing cartwheels. But interesting. Show whoever's in the kitchen, if they're really enjoying it, then it should be shown on the plate. And I only know a handful of places that actually show that. And one of them I am really hoping to go to next week. I'm not going to say because I don't want to jinx it. But it is somewhere that I've been dying to try because his food looks amazing. And from presentation to you just look at the plate and that's just love. You know, that's what I like on my plate. A lovely atmosphere. And the thing is, I know what I can do at home. Yeah. I know how many covers I can do. So when I eat out, it's got to be, I expect better. He's doing it all the time. When I was doing it all the time, I gradually got better. But as I'm not doing it so often, I do it for you guys, really. And don't get me wrong, I really enjoy it. It is really good fun. I am a feeder. I love watching people eat. I like watching people eat my food. Have done for the last 20 years, and it's been really good. And now I get to share what I've learned over 20 years with all of you. And I don't care if some of you think that's the wrong way to do it, that's the right way to do it. Whatever works for you. I'm not here to show you how to cook. I'm just here to show you some ideas and what I've found on my travels. Because if you want to learn to cook, there's plenty of courses and schools you can go to. But if you just want to learn, if you just want to know some basics of what you can do at home, then you're in the right place, you know. Oh my god. Some of the stuff on YouTube is like outstanding. To be honest. Like seriously. How are you doing that? Actually no, I don't want it like that. I want them to cool, don't I? I can work a bit more butter. See that? We're getting pancakes done out the way. This is actually looking nice. We can actually add bits and bobs to that now. So we've got our sugar looking like it's completely dissolved. Alright, I'm going to get another pancake on. I'm terrible. My mum's always telling me off for doing too much at once. But it works for me, and it's a way of getting things done, especially when you're on your own. Like, bless her, she did come and help me on Thursday. So I do like my mum's great. I just go into this whole child mode when she's around. So she's calling at the moment. So she's actually calling on my phone at the moment. She'll see this and she'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Don't worry about it, Mum. It's fine. All right. Get pancake number 3 in. We're going to start with the compote. As I said, you can do this with whatever fruit that you like. I've got to be honest, I actually am not a lover of strawberries. I prefer raspberry. So for the simple fact, you just pop in your mouth. Like, I've got to be honest, I love cherries. And that pip. Like, if you seriously bit into a cherry and you forget about the pip and it just hurts. Really hurts. Especially with my teeth. Right, back to the compote. So, sugar is lovely and dissolved in there. To that, this is your choice. You can cinnamon, nutmeg. I'm using mixed spice. I like the smell of mixed spice. I like it, just gives that really lovely feel. So, got the measuring spoons again, and we're going for half a spoon, 25 ml. I think that's half a teaspoon, isn't it? That's half a teaspoon. Let me just check. Some of them are. The other one's labelled differently. All right, I'm going for that's half a spoon. All right. Again, up to you how much you put in. Let's just flip that pancake actually, so that's probably done. I've got to learn to stop picking things up with my hands. There we go, that's nice. I am finding the butter milk is really nice. Don't get me wrong, I love using my farm milk, but when you can have something else, so I actually get to drink and enjoy my farm milk. This is brilliant. Also, it just gives a slightly different texture, a little bit more filling, without being too over bloated. Alright, to this, like I said, we're going to add, I'm just going to have a teaspoon. There it is. We're going to add half a spoon of mixed spice straight in and give it a mix. I'm just going to let that warm up a bit. That pancake's done. Don't like that spoon. Use this one. Right, let's give that a mix round a minute. Pop that on there. Pancake's done. Hey, we're getting there. We're getting there. This is actually the only way I can do things because I don't see the point in getting everything out when you can get a few things done at the same time. Alright. You know what? I'm going to do that up because I can just see that going on the floor. Alright, that's nice. Put the butter in there. I like to use two different butters because butter is quite expensive at the moment. I have my nice local butter that I use for sandwiches. When you can taste the butter, toast, things like that. And then it's like a cooking butter for pancakes and things like that. There we are. Right, let's get this one on. Hey, look at that, we're doing really well at the moment. And they're keeping their shape. I'm really happy about that. So, get that on. So I'm just going to keep going. I'll just make up another batch for me French toast. So we got back to the compote. We've got our mixed spice, sugar and water. And it's already smelling lovely. So there we go. Right, and to that, get your measuring spoons again. Alright, what big one. I just know the sizes. This one is a tablespoon, so I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of lime juice. I'm going to let that boil for a bit, and then I'm going to try it for the sweetness and the taste. And then we're going to add our strawberries that I've cut up already. And literally I've just cut them into halves. Simple halves. You don't want them mushy because I do actually want to see my fruit. If I want mush, I'll just get the pulser out and we'll do it that way. Mixed spice always makes me, it always smells like Christmas. It's good. Alright, let's just flip that one over. There we are. Like, I would actually flip it, but I'm always worried it's going to go wrong or I'm going to wreck it. So, spatula is safer. Alright, while that's finishing off, there we go. Going to get a little teaspoon because I want to try. When you do this, do remember it is hot. Right, I'm going to add the strawberries now because that's actually not bad. I'm going to take this pancake off. Right. If, just a little thing, if you are going to cook how I'm doing this here, seriously, you better prepare everything. You don't want to be sat there cutting up strawberries while your pancake's trying to cook or your compote's ready. Get everything ready and everything will just fall into place. Alright, a bit more butter than that. There we go. Yeah, I'm just going to go through the whole batch and do a fresh. I know we'll do a nice fresh batch for the French toast. It's a shame I wanted to cut the French toast today. Never mind. Alright. I do apologise from the back to you. It's the best angle I can get. And to get these lovely, almost perfect circle pancakes out. Right. So, handling. Lid on. Right, we're going to add our strawberries. Again, just be a bit little careful. You don't want the water, you don't want it splashing back at you. We're going to leave those in there to soften up. Because obviously with the rest of the frozen fruit that we're using, that doesn't really need to be softened, does it? It's at a good temperature at the moment. I don't want it overboiling. I'm going to leave that out and see what flavour the strawberries change the water to. Because when you add them, that's when you want to taste your sugar level and your acidity for the lime. Then we're going to add the blackcurrants, and everyone knows blackcurrants can be a little bit tart. So after you've added that, let them reduce down. Then we're going to try it again and see where we are. Turn that up. Oh. That was strange. See, this is why I do not like induction hobs. It's telling me it's cooking, it's hot, but then it switches itself off. And if you walk away from it and you don't know it's been switched off, oh, what a nightmare. Seriously, I prefer to see a flame and then I know on or off. Right, that was a bit silly, wasn't it? Oh, I didn't see that. That hurt. Yeah, that really hurt. Yeah, please be careful. I've never done that before with pancakes. Oh, that's annoying. Well, I was hoping to show you this outfit that I got from Temu. Again, under a tenner. And it's so comfy. It's like shorts. And it's got a zip at the back and a tie. I can't believe I've just done that. Oh, how annoying. That really hurt. I've never ever done that with pancakes. Anything else? I think that's it. Alright, let's get back to this. Shouldn't have done it from such a height. That was silly, very silly. Alright, we're getting our way here, so that's cool. Oh, I missed the strawberry. How annoying. All right, then. Didn't see that one. Oh, there it is. There we go. Right, that pancake's done. Now I'm going to start my pancakes. And I can leave the rest of these to cool. Oh, I can't believe I splashed myself with that. That really, really hurt. Ugh. Well, I've got to be honest, one of the reasons I got rid of my deep fryer. I've got my foundation, and it's really cool powder I picked up from Temu actually. You can just about see it here. Basically, my deep fryer exploded at me. Really, really lucky that I wasn't more serious and that I moved just in time. But yeah, like literally boom. And I really needed to get rid of it at that point. I don't actually understand how it even did it. There was literally no water or anything. It was like somebody had put an ice block in the fryer and it just went absolutely berserk. So these are going to be my pancakes, and my strawberries are cooking lovely. I'm not really bothered about my compote being ready for my pancakes. This day or more, it's more for my French toast tomorrow. I don't know what my dog's barking at. He barks at anything. Yeah, as long as the other one's not barking, I know nobody's there. Alright, share the the strawberries are doing. Oh, look at that. They softened out really nice. Alright, there we go. So, strawberries are nice and soft. Gonna add the rest of the fruit. As I said, I've let these defrost overnight, and then you get all that water and everything. So we're going to be wanting to cook it off anyway and reduce down. So add the cherries, black currants to the strawberries, and depending on how you want your compote, depends on how much you leave it. So. Or if you want it more like a jam, then obviously you're going to have to let it really reduce. But as I want it more, obviously I want to use it for my yogurt and things like that. I want it a little bit looser, so we're not going to take it that far. Cloth, helpful. There we go, that's ready. I'll be a little careful this time. Can't believe we've done that. That's what you're going to do properly. There we are. Once the cherries and the blackcurrants have all sort of warmed up a bit, we're going to get our spoon. We're going to try it again for flavour. As I said, the blackcurrants might make it a little bit more tart. Right. Alright, mine go in the oven. As I said, these are going off to stay nice and cool. Oh, so clumsy. I'm more careful. I'm normally always careful. I don't even know where that came from. Right, that got that. Get mine out of the way. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to sort my lettuce out, like I purchased this morning. It's all nice. I said I pulled the bits off. It's all nicely washed. And it's there, so I might as well get on with it. I could have made a coleslaw today, which would have been really nice. I might do that tomorrow. I just need a cabbage. I'm not really fussy on what cabbage. It's nice if you can get something with a little bit more flavour than a white cabbage. There's only a couple more of these left to go. I think. Yeah, we'll make 2 pancakes left. So brilliant. And then I've got those for the rest of the week. They will last up to 3 days in the fridge, or you can just pop them in the freezer. Don't forget, you need to put a bit of greaseproof paper in between them, and either pop them into a freezer bag if you can find one sort of natural size, or there we go. Or you can wrap them in cling film. It's up to you. God damn it. I've got it's always one, isn't there? You get rid of them all, and there's always one cocky little fly Like that's his way in. Alright, I'm gonna try that in a minute and see where we are taste wise. Sweetness, what? How? Why is it sitting on a pat? It's hot. You know, what's wrong with it? You think it would stay away from all this because of the heat, but this one doesn't seem to act like normal. Right, so as I said, we've only got 2 of these to do. You might have to put up with me talking about pancakes for much longer. But I just thought this would be really helpful. It just shows that these are really simple little things. And once they're out of the way and done, they're there. And they cool down really quick. I will actually sort them out in a minute and just let them get a little bit more air to them so that heat doesn't stay in too much. That's smelling really berry. Oh. Come on. There we go. Just think it's a waste of time cooking 3 pancakes for myself, and I might as well just cook up the whole batch. And then I can ping them the rest of the time. Oh, I missed another one. Oh no. There we go. Also, the compote's a really good way if you've got some fruit that's looking a little bit on the sad side. And it doesn't look too appetizing. Then reduce it down. Remember, you're not going to know. Obviously, if it's rotting and looking like quite sugar, sorry. If you rot it, then you won't want to use it anyway. But just before that, it's whack me in a compote. You can always put that in the freezer as well. And it's not wasted. Right, I've got about 1 more left in here. Alright, I'll pop that there a minute. Lid. There we go. Where's my spoon? Right. I like to smell the strawberries. See, that is sweet enough for me. However, it might be not sweet enough for other people. But yeah, that actually doesn't need anything doing to it apart from it just needs to keep reducing down like that. So keep an eye on that. I've also got 1 more pancake to do. I'm going to get all the mixture out first. Guys, waste not, want not. Alright, just bear with me a minute. Cloth. I'll just get the other one. Right, so look at this pancake. It just needs flipping. Yeah, that's ready. Oh. That's it. Anyone? 1 more. That's it. And then I'm done. I'm just going to put them on the side to cool down. Alright, where did that other spatula go? Oh, up here. I like everything in the hand. That's what I always say. If you use your kitchen a lot, you shouldn't be running across the kitchen to get a knife. Apart from the fact it's dangerous. Why would you want to? You don't want to be looking for things. So everything where I can reach it is brilliant. Alright, that pancake sounds like it's done. And yeah, I've definitely got 1 more left in here. There we go. Excellent. And now all we've got to do is just wait for that to reduce down. Right. isn't level. Well, that's why. Right. Right, so they're mine. I'll sort them out in a minute. Throw the butter in there. Last one, guys. And then no more pancakes. We're done. But they're the one I want. There we go. Alright. So as I said, there's about one left in here. I want all the mixture out. There we are. Alright. So that's ready. Pancakes whenever I want. Brilliant. All done, out of the way. Because I like to wait 24 hours for my pancake mix in the fridge. So if you're looking at doing them on one day, then I've got to wait till the next day to have them. It's like, yeah, okay. I was planning on using the rest of the mix to make my French toast, but I guess I'll be making some fresh banana instead. Literally, all you've got to do is wait for the compote to reduce. So, while we're waiting for that, I actually bought some lettuce from my local greengrocer, and I said, I really like it when they're whole. I do prefer lettuces when they're whole. So all we're going to do is just make some easy mixed salad. Also, it can be a little bit cheaper buying them as a whole lettuce instead of bits. Along with the fact, if you actually buy it in the bag, you're going to end up wasting the majority of it because it doesn't look very nice. Oh, yeah, I did my spatula again. It doesn't look very nice. Oh, it smells appalling. And you've just wasted it. You've just thrown your money straight in the bin. This way, you're controlling it. So, where's my chopping board gone? Oh, there we go. Let's get a cloth, actually. And that's done. Alright. This is just to keep my chopping board steady as she goes. Alright. I apologise for my awful chopping of lettuce. And that's that pancake done. So we can turn that off. See, that's the other thing, induction off. If I want it off, I just turn it off, straight off. I gotta wait for this to come down before it will go off. There we go. I know safety and everything, but Jesus, not practical. Alright, there we go. Pancakes done. Put one in the dishwasher. It's a bit hot, actually. Pop it there to cool down. So we leave them to the side and let them cool down. Compote is nicely doing what it does. You don't need the sugar, so we can put that away. And all I'm going to do is, because I've got to be honest, it's a pain in the ass if you actually got to make a salad. So that's why people always opt for the bags of salad. But if you got the side, it's not, well, this is a bit of time. But obviously I'm doing 3 things at once. And you've got the option of buying. I do recommend you will get a lot more for your money than out of those silly little bags. So I've got here, use this bowl, are all the bits off the Lola Rosso. Got here. There's nothing wrong with it. I've rinsed these, and I've also, I had them, I haven't got a salad spinner, but I've actually had them in a colander, drip dry. First thing we're going to do is get rid of those get rid of the ends. Normally I try not to cut the lollo too much because obviously it's a very pretty lettuce. You know what I mean? But because I've got a whole one, I've got the option of using full leaves or chopping it up. So we're going to chop this up. I don't want the colour. Not too much though, because we don't want it going all funny. And I'm going to cut it up long ways and see what that looks like. There we are. I don't want to cut it too much because actually steel knives will damage the lettuce. That's why your iceberg goes off so quickly. It reacts as soon as it hits the stalks. I don't know why, but it does. I'm just going to get the cos. It's up to you what you're doing. I've got 3 lettuces to hand at the moment. 2 lettuces to hand at the moment. So that's what's going in. I'm going to cos in. A lot of people don't like cos. It could be a little bit better. But again, if you mix it with another lettuce, it looks a little bit like pak choy, I think. Bok choy, it looks like a bit like pak choy. Or they look like something you don't see very often, spring greens. A little small version of spring greens. So with that, you can either take the leaves off at the side, obviously the ones that are falling off, remove. I'm going to take the stalk off. So there we are. And this is the bit. What you do, if you're your lettuce at home, just take that off, pop them in a little bit of water and last a little bit longer. There we are. You can do that pretty much with any vegetable. Regenerate it. Again, these are lettuce normally that you serve, and they're good for if you want to place things in, wrap things up. They're brilliant for that. I'm not. I'm going to chop it up because I want to use it as mixed salad. So again, we're going to get rid of the stalks. And what I'd like to do is I'm going to fold it, roll it up. So it's almost finished like that. And then we're going to cut it straight on up rolled. So what actually happened, it looks a little bit like you're cutting cabbage. What actually happened, you get a little bit more of the lettuce and it's not so weedy. So throw that into your bag or bowl as I was going to use. And you can just pop that in the fridge like that. As my lollo is already nice and damp, it will actually keep the cos a little bit more. It'll keep it nice and fresh. And as soon as it goes in the fridge, it'll keep a little bit longer. So again, this is just something while I've got the compote boiling at the moment. And just killing time with this. But it's an easy, nice way to save some money. If you actually think about the amount of lettuce you actually throw out with the bags or what you're paying for those bags of lettuce and what you actually get in them, go away. Oh, it's back again. Oh, and he's avoiding my zapper. I'm not happy about that. This is a great money saver. Again, it's only me on my own as well, and I prefer to buy whole lettuce, but really this is suited for family size because obviously you can spread it out a lot more. Try not to handle the lettuce too much because you don't want to bruise it. So you sort of want to give it a little turn while it's in the bag as you're filling it up, otherwise you're going to end up with all of one on top. Try and alternate them as you're chopping them as well, because then that just naturally mixes them up. Right, I really hope I haven't bored you with all of this. It's just some helpful tips, just try and save money. Please take a look at my bargain shopping with Lidl. You won't believe how much my mum paid for it. I just can't get over it. As an ex-greengrocer, I can't even figure out how on earth they are getting. I just can't even get near it. It's actually the mind boggles. But guys, if you are having some difficulty or you're struggling, I really would recommend it. You will be so shocked what was in there. I just couldn't believe. Oh, shock! Absolutely shocking. That's going to keep me going for a couple of weeks. As I said, it's only me. So, but if it's family, that is definitely a really, really good week supply of fruit and veg that will keep you more than enough going. So the compote is there boiling away. As I said, these are really easy. You just got to leave it. A bit like when you're making jam. A bit like chutney, really. Just leave it. Try not to stir it too much because you don't want to break up the fruit. Well, it depends how you want it. If you want your fruit, don't stir it. If you don't really bother, stir away. But yeah, you just want it to reduce enough so it looks more like a nice sauce almost going over. Well, I hope you have a lovely day. I hope you have a lovely weekend. And check back with me later. And I should have some other bits going on. I've got some chicken I want to get out. I'm going to go kill this fly because it is really annoying me. He's got a death wish. He really has. Have a lovely weekend. I'll see you Monday morning. And take care. And thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. And thanks for all your support, guys. Have a great day. Bye.